everybody. This is Kara from Anime Declassified, and today we're going to be talking about Winter 2015 anime season. It's coming up in the next couple days. Today's January, actually 2nd now. It's 12 a.m., so it's coming up in the next couple days. Today we're going to be talking me and Rizwan and Anthony.
Yo.
So, we're going to be talking about the Winter 2015 anime, which shows we're looking forward to that look really interesting, and then, touch on a few other shows that we may do a complete podcast about because they're just that interesting to talk about. Okay, so, I think Riz wants to start off with what he wants to see coming up in the next couple days and over the next week as the Winter 2015 season kicks off. So, take it away, Riz.
I think the way we're gonna format this is we each do one of our own choices and we rotate back and forth. That's what we agreed on beforehand. So,
okay.
First off, I'll be pretty upfront about this. I've been kind of slacking on the upcoming animes the last 2 seasons due to school and new job and just life being crazy. So I'm pretty happy to be back with the Winter 2015. We're looking forward to some of these new animes. But the first one I'm going to talk about actually has some roots in older animes. Psycho-Pass the movie. Now, I have not seen Psycho-Pass Season 1 and 2 yet, but I am working on Season 1 right now. I'm on Episode 2 on Netflix, and I'm really interested in what I see so far. It has a bit of a Ghost in the Shell kind of feel. So to me, I think that's something I'm going to stick with, at least for the foreseeable future, with Psycho-Pass. And if all goes well with Season 1 and 2, and I become an avid fan like most of my friends are, then I'll most definitely be checking out Psycho-Pass the movie. I don't foresee any reason not to so far.
Anthony, any thoughts about Psycho-Pass?
I haven't checked it out yet, but I am interested in it because I've always been interested in something like the mystery and stuff and supernatural and whatnot. So I'm gonna try to check it out too.
I have seen the first episode. I really did like the first episode. I just haven't gone from there yet. There's a lot of other anime out right now that I've been watching and keeping track of, but it's definitely something to binge watch in the future because it does look really interesting. I love the Ghost in the Shell when it started coming out, all the different series for that, and the movie, of course, is amazing. So, Psycho-Pass definitely has some of the themes coming from that, and I really enjoy that sort of thing. So, I'm definitely going to be checking out in the future as well. Like Rizwan said, it looks really good, and I'm hoping that I'll become as addicted as some of my friends are to that show. So, yeah.
If all goes well, I might start a side podcast on just Psycho-Pass and my experiences with it. But we'll see how the first 3 or 4 episodes go, and I might do a pre-podcast, and I don't know, we'll see. It's something I really want to do, though, so.
Okay, and so going on to the next anime that looks really interesting, to me at least, is Kofuku Graffiti, and it's going to be by the Shaft, and basically it's just going to be new story about a girl who loves cooking, and I myself am in love with food. I love to cook. All my friends pretty much know that I love to cook stuff from scratch and try new things. So I would love to learn more about Japanese cuisine, and I think this would be a fun way to do it. So I'm definitely going to be checking it out when it comes out in 6 days. So I'll definitely be checking back in about that because who doesn't love Japanese food? I mean, come on. So, yeah.
Speaking from experience, this past week I've had hibachi and fried rice from a Chinese restaurant 3 times.
That was delicious, isn't it?
So,
yeah.
I've been on a Japanese, Chinese kind of food binge the last week and a half.
So have I.
So, that sounds pretty tasty, but at the same time, I do wonder, will they actually give, recipes on this anime, or is it going to be here I am making X food, and this is my little dilemma with the food being made. Even
so, even if they put detailed shots of the food, that would be enough for me to look into the food further and see what goes into making it, and maybe looking into what restaurants serve it or if making it myself, because I make fried rice all the time at home and I like to think I make it pretty authentic. I mean, I'm American, so I can't come extremely close, but American. So
You can try. And you try.
I try. I do eat a lot of authentic Japanese food because I'm lucky enough to have a restaurant near me that serves all the delicious Japanese comfort foods like donburi and katsudon and udon, and oh my gosh, it's just so good. So I'm definitely going to be looking into this anime just to get more of my Japanese food addiction taken care of.
I'm kind of laughing right now at the. I'm reading the summary of Kofuku Graffiti. So I was kind of curious by this because I didn't read it before. And I'm a little concerned with the phrase "and slightly erotic meal scenes."
I didn't read that.
Yeah.
I am kind of.
I think it means more like some people get like so into food that they get like almost like passionate about it. Like so, like maybe it's just more about like the term food porn. It could be just something like that,
The cooking manga is full of detailed cuisine art to whet the appetite and slightly erotic meal scenes.
But the picture looks interesting. Like, the picture looks innocent enough, so...
It does. I'm hoping there's no, like, eki in it.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's
just
pretty
because
innocent.
It looks really kawaii,
I think it looks pretty innocent. I think it's more like about the like food porn type thing, like it's not actual porn. It's just, food like pictures so detailed that it like makes your mouth water. You're like, "Oh my god, I want to eat this." So I'm hoping that's what I'm hoping it translates to. Anyway, so yeah.
So all you foodies keep watching because you may get like a food erotic meal scene thing.
Okay.
If it's what you say it is, Kara, I may accept to check it out just for the hell of it. But if it's what I think it is, I am not watching it.
I'll let you know. I'll watch episode 1 and kind of spare you, and then I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Anthony, what are you looking forward to for 2015?
Oh, you already know. Like, I'm a JoJo fan, so looking forward to JoJo Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders. This is like the second half of the third part of the series because they stopped at like episode 24, I think. Because like I think there's like 43 or 45 episodes, 48 episodes, I think, all together. So they're just like separated in half. Like 1 year we're getting 24 episodes, next year we're getting the rest of the episodes. Because like in total there are 8 parts in JoJo Bizarre Adventure universe. So like they'll have plenty of time to like adapt all like they have like plenty of time to adapt every part thus far because like 8's still going on. So I've only read up to like 4, like a little bit of beginning of the fourth part. So I'm just looking forward to that.
Now, I have a question for you, Anthony, given I know nothing about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I know nothing either.
So, I have many questions about this anime.
Go ahead. Shoot.
First of all, what is this Bizarre Adventure? What is this entire anime really? Like, what is the phenomenon with it? I've heard so many people call it like the best anime of all time, of all year, of all whatever context we're talking in, and I just haven't had a chance to check it out yet, and I'm always afraid to get into it because from what people tell me, it's like really long. And
it's very long. Like I said, it's like 8 parts total. And
how many parts are out right now?
8 parts. In the manga, 8 parts, but in the anime, it's only at 3.
Okay. So it's not terribly hard to get caught up if you're a newcomer.
No, it's not. Because this anime was actually made in like the 80s.
The manga was made in the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, well, the manga was made in the 80s, so I don't say anime, but the manga was made in the 80s. So it's a pretty, old manga.
And it's a sci-fi kind of thing?
Yeah. Like, the beginning parts it's more or less like a legacy type of series where like the predecessor of one of the people in the family like fights their own battles and their own story. It's because it still involves like a family fighting against supernatural beings. That's pretty much what the story is about. It's like one generation fights a new enemy, then that person either dies or like finishes their part of the story, and then the next legacy generation like fights the next enemy in their story.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yep.
I might, whenever I'm done with like classes and work and trying to settle down, I'll watch it probably.
Yeah. But there are like a ton of different like enemies they fight. They fight vampires, they fight zombies.
Oh gosh.
Like they fight everything.
In space?
Well, they don't actually fight them in space, but there actually is a point where a character does go into space though. I'm not gonna tell you who it is, but it'll be just really a surprise though.
Wow, really interesting.
Yeah. They're also like immortal beings on that show as well, where like they just cannot die no matter what you do to them. And they also have like the how Persona has like their like personas and stuff like that. Well, that concept actually came from this manga because they have these beings called stands. They're like spiritual like beings that like they come from your like body and like you basically fight with them. They're by your side, and anything that happens to them also affects you. So that if your stand dies, you die as well.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Persona. I mean, I love Persona 4. I haven't played much of Persona 3 or the other games, but I love Persona 4, so I may have checked it out just to see what they took from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and kind of the similarities. So.
Yeah, but you get to part 3 though.
Yeah.
Because like I think what most people from what I've heard is that the reason why in the beginning of the story there isn't any stands in there because they didn't want to make it similar to another anime/manga. What was it called? This is no Star. That's what it is. Yeah, they didn't want to like make it seem like their fighting techniques were like similar to that. So that's why they invented stands to like kind of branch out and make it different because they didn't want to be compared to like this North Star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really cool. Check in with us and see how you like the second half of this as it comes out.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting.
It really does.
So, I've been kind of staring at this photo for like the last 10 minutes now because I can't get over it. And I'm looking at the Ansatsu Kaiositsu photo poster, and it's basically a smiley face, a yellow smiley face, big grin, eyes, and I don't know, it's kind of warmed my heart when I looked at it. But then I read the description and I got kind of frightened. The basic synopsis is it follows the daily lives of an extremely powerful octopus-like teacher and his students dedicated to the task of assassinating him to prevent Earth from being destroyed.
What?
So, first of all, you hooked me at the part where you're talking about killing your teacher, because...
Who doesn't want to do that to their teacher back in the day?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone's fantasized at one part or the other about that, and I've definitely fantasized before about that.
Several hundred of them.
Now, add to that a powerful octopus-like teacher, and all I can think is, God damn it, Japan. This is a total Japanese there is no way you can look at it any other way except for that.
Exactly.
Pretty much. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be like completely over the top comedy. Like it's gonna be crazy. I mean, we haven't had an over-the-top kind of crazy comedy for a while, so I think this would be really cool.
And reading on a little bit of backstory from the, I guess the manga it is. Or no, the manga and the OVA and everything else. So apparently Earth is threatened by a powerful creature who destroyed like 7% of a moon. And this creature claims that in a year, Earth will be destroyed and all is doomed. But he gives mankind a chance to avert the fate. And he, for 1 year, goes and works as a junior high school homeroom teacher, where he's teaching his kids, like, you know, math, history, and all that, but he's also teaching them how to assassinate people. And apparently there's a reward of $10 billion or whatever yen, for whichever student can actually kill the teacher.
Wow.
And the more I look at this anime, the more I just get more enthralled by it.
You're just like, I must watch it.
First, it's the face. Then it's the basic premise. Then you look at the actual, what the plot is going to be. And I can't help but just feel drawn towards it, I guess you could say.
It looks amazing. I can't wait to see what it has in store, because it just looks like something completely ridiculous. Which is like what we love about anime. It's just like how completely ridiculous it can be, because some other genres just cannot pull it off as well as anime does. So.
Well, not many other cultures can actually get away with having tentacle monsters that are going to kill the world as well as anime can.
Pretty much.
Or get away with the absurd humor that comes from different things like Sobits or, I don't know,
Excel Saga.
Excel Saga, or Gurren Lagann even. I mean, look at Gurren Lagann.
Yeah,
pretty much.
If any other culture tried any of this kind of anime as their own adaptation, they would probably not. They would not succeed.
They wouldn't. It wouldn't have the effect of that craziness that is.
I mean, when we look at this, we say, "Oh, Japan."
Pretty
look
much.
At you now.
We expect that kind of insanity, but if something like that appears in something Western, it isn't taken as seriously.
No.
So.
I mean, there's so many cartoons I see, and like this is a little off topic now, but I don't watch TV very often anymore. First of all, I just don't. And when I do turn on the TV and I'm flipping the channels, I do stop at Cartoon Network just because of nostalgia. Back in the day, watching Dragon Ball Z, watching Voltron, Robotech, whatever, and hoping something similar to that will come back on the Toonami block, or just something like Dexter's Lab even, but now it's like just stupid animation. That's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah.
And it's like they'd rely on like bathroom humor to make a good cartoon, whereas the Japanese can make something absurd like this in the same. And it's a comedy. I mean, there's no two ways about it. But the absurdity that they take it to does not rely on childish like bathroom humor references to make their cartoon last, or
exactly.
It's just it's two different things. And I may sound like an elitist for it, but this anime right here, just from reading the little things that I have read. By the way, in English, it's called Assassination Classroom.
Oh wow!
That even sounds epic. Just by the American title.
So I mean, like just the little bit I've read about Assassination Classroom. I am really hooked on the idea. I am really ready to watch this anime when it comes out.
I'm ready to watch it too. I'm so hyped for winter 2015. You have no idea.
Crunchyroll, you better have it.
Yes, definitely. Crunchyroll or Hulu, because I have either or, so.
I am not watching Hulu. That's a whole other topic.
Alright, so moving on, another anime that has caught my eye has been Rolling Girls, and it just looks really interesting to me because basically the premise is each prefecture in Japan, after a great war in Tokyo, has split up into independent nations, and each nation is ruled by a prophet, and each prophet has an army. And basically these 4 girls are from a nation called Saitama, and they're basically just ordered to travel around Japan riding their motorcycles and mediate multiple battles between nations and clans as they emerge. So to me, it looks really interesting. It's not something like typically that we would watch with like girls as a protagonist or like think about with girls as protagonists to begin with, because it involves like war and just like it seems like they're going to be trying to keep the peace, maybe unite the nations and bring Japan back together. And that just seems really interesting to me because for one, you don't really hear about anime or even any sort of thing about girls trying to save, unite a nation and do this sort of thing. 'Cause most of the time with anime, though, when it's like cutesy girls like this, like in the poster Rolling Girls, it's definitely like a school slice of life, type of thing. So I'm very interested to see where they go with this. The art looks amazing on the poster. The colors are really bright. It's also anime studio I've never heard of before, so they might bring something new to the table with this. So I'm really interested to see where this goes. Anybody's thoughts at all?
It really does sound interesting. It's not something I would normally look at for an anime, but it's worth a mention at least for me. I mean, I'm not into like a lot of the, I don't know. I try to stay away from some of the more girl anime where it's like an Idolmaster kind of thing or something. So at first when I saw the poster, I didn't read the description, and my first reaction was, oh, this is probably in the same vein as like Idolmaster, one of those cutesy, one-shot, slice of life kind of things. But now that you've actually mentioned the actual plot, I'm actually impressed that we have something to this coming out.
Yeah, it seems really interesting, especially with the whole motorcycle thing and just I don't know. It just looks interesting. I mean, we haven't seen the first episode yet. It's by a studio that I've never heard of before. It's definitely not like a main studio, but this looks like a high quality production. Just from what I see from the poster and the trailer. So I'm definitely intrigued by it. I'm definitely willing to see what they bring to the table with what they do with these characters and this premise with Japan being divided and then what it seems like they're trying to do is bring Japan together. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. And then basically, my next one that I'm really interested in is Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. I know Rizwan just previously mentioned that Idolmasters kind of become... Animes like Idolmaster have become kind of, a little bit of a trope, or, people don't think that they have that much of a plot to them. But for me, I really like idol anime. It's something fun to watch in between more serious shows to kind of bring your spirits up. I loved the previous Idolmaster anime, so I'm definitely interested to see what they bring with the new girls that they have and the new characters that they have. So I'll give it a shot. I love AKB0048. I loved Love Live School Idol Project. That was definitely one of my favorites over the past couple of years that's come out. So, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. I loved the previous Idolmasters, so Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. It's by A1 Pictures, and I know that these are like based on arcade games in Japan where you manage girls and bring them to stardom. I don't think they've ever brought these games over to the U.S., but somehow the anime have become really popular over here and in Japan, so I like the anime. I've never played the games that they come from, but I'm definitely going to give this a shot just to, have something lighthearted to look forward to. So, Riz, what was your next anime that you wanted to talk about?
So, my next anime is Isuko, which is from another studio I've never really heard of called ARMS. I guess Studio ARMS is the word, is the name? Whatever. So Isuka, if I'm saying it correctly, is about a guy named Shinny Tsuru who is looking for a job to pay his rent and live his life. And a teacher of his suggests that he works for someone doing housekeeping, which seems pretty run-of-the-mill, no big deal. However, the person who hired him is a girl named Sakuya, who is some head of some big family, and her job is to basically exercise and eliminate unwanted creatures, which I'm assuming is like the paranormal kind of creatures and all that. Well, typical anime style, Shimizu accidentally releases one of the creatures that she captured, and they have to work together to kind of capture it, and I guess this leads to like a story where the two of them start teaming up for a lot more to capture it because he makes life easier on her. Maybe. So to me it just seems like it could be like a slice of life, but it also has a lot of comedy in it, which I'm really looking forward to. I need some more comedy in my life right now. So I'm pretty excited to see something like this happen. There's not very much information on it just yet, but the episodes need to come out in the next month or so.
I'll probably give it a shot on the first episode. All of these just look so good that I'm probably just gonna give each, like pretty much every other one a shot and watch at least the first couple episodes. Just because they look so interesting, and I don't think we've seen such a diverse lineup in a while. When we look at the Annie chart. So to me this seems like something to really like enjoy as it comes out. It looks really good, so.
And not only do we have like all these new animes coming in, we also have a season 2 of Al Noah Zero, which, what I've heard a lot of people say it's really good. I watched the first episode, and I was mildly impressed with it. I was not okay with how to treat it in New Orleans, but it's a whole different story. For those that are wondering why I'm from Louisiana, so that's kind of something. I didn't like seeing a city I visit very often blow up.
Definitely.
But I would want to see more, just I haven't had a chance yet. Then there's Tokyo Ghoul, which also feels a really big hit right now in the community and the fandom.
Yeah, I haven't actually watched Tokyo Ghoul yet, but I plan on doing it really soon just because of all the hype surrounding it. It looks really interesting, so I definitely will give it a shot, considering I've loved anime similar to it in the past, like Death Note and such, so it definitely has that vibe to me, and I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Yeah. And on the other end of this, of the spectrum of really good stuff, there's some questionable material on here that I might just check it out just for the fact that I'm curious. I can't put it in either way, but the thing I'm talking about in respect here is something called Q Transformers Katakita Convoy no Nazo. And the description on AniChart is a flash anime based on the 1986 Famicom Nintendo Entertainment System game. And further looking into it, reveals it's actually based off of Transformers, which I used to be a pretty big fan of growing up. I haven't really kept up with Transformers a lot ever since Michael Bay ruined it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Michael Bay, just don't get me started on that.
In English, the name is the Transformers Mystery Convoy, which is the actual game from the 1980s. So I guess what they're doing is they're making a anime based off the game as a flash anime. And I don't know, I question why they're doing it, first of all.
To be fair, Transformers had its roots originally in Japan, and then they were bought by an American toy company and brought over here and Americanized into what we know of it today. So maybe it's just them going back to their roots. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. But I mean, it looks like a pretty good season. I'm actually pretty excited now that I've looked at the list a little bit.
Yeah, me too. My final one that basically, the next one that I want to talk about is Yuri Kuma Arashi, just briefly. It looks really interesting. Looks to me like a school kind of comedy, maybe something to do with magic too. There's not really much information on it quite yet. I don't see any genres that it falls into or anything like that, but it says it's basically about a high school girl who is barely noticed by anybody. She seems to be having these weird dreams every night about a storm and a bear, and she starts dreaming that one of her mysterious classmates is turning into a bear. So it looks really interesting. It might be a comedy. It might just be, a magical girl show, but it looks interesting. I like the art style that the poster has, so I'm gonna give it a shot. It looks interesting, to say the least, so I'll give it a shot. I mean, classmates turning into bears, who doesn't love transformation stuff with bears, or anything kind of ridiculous like that, so I'll give it a shot.
If my classmates turned into a bear, I'd probably run.
Well, from the poster, it looks really cute, like a cute, teddy bear. So, Japan, they gotta make it cute.
Even if it's a cute bear, I'd be kind of concerned. I'd probably run still.
Yeah. And Kara, we forgot one.
Oh, I was about to touch on that, and this is the big controversy going around all over the internet. We're definitely gonna be doing a single episode about it because we're all just gonna watch it and see how it goes and see what they're getting at with it.
I'm fascinated because I've never seen like anything close to that before.
Which one is this?
Binan Koko Chukyu Boy Boo Love. The magical boy anime.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
So basically, they're a bunch of boys. They're magical. They're wearing bows. They have the scepters. They have everything. They even have the separate different colors and kind of, the sweet looks on their faces.
The guy version of Sailor Moon. Basically.
Pretty much. But, from me watching the trailer, it looks like it could be, a parody, comedy show. Or it could be, something that's seriously trying to break a new mold and become something that hasn't been done before. Well, it could be either, it could be both. It could be either. We really have no idea. It comes out in 4 days, so in about 4 or 5 days' time, we'll probably be, discussing this more in detail. It's just something that is just so interesting on its own that you just need to talk about it in depth. The description right now is the story centers on the 5 students of the Defense Club, aka a club to do nothing, at the Binan High School. Involving the battle between the 2 mysterious creatures came from the outer space. They have to fight against Seifukubu Conquest Club, the student council, as the successors to the throne battle lovers. So I have no idea what the description is really saying. These 2 clubs are in a fight, I guess.
And a pink moe is mentor.
A pink moe koala mentor that has a really strange voice for what I hear in the trailer. The minute he started talking, I was like, what is that? So, definitely we're going to be having a full episode about it because you just don't see boys in pretty bows in anime doing this sort of thing, so.
I gotta say, I'm surprised it took them this long to do it.
I know, right? But there's been a lot of controversy surrounding it that we'll touch on in the later podcasts just because there's just a lot to talk about and discuss about what the implications of this is. So basically, it's something that's super interesting that we're going to be talking about on its own, more in depth, but we're giving it a brief mention here because you guys are probably listening for it if you've looked at any charts, so don't worry, we are going to touch base on it. It's just going to be this huge thing. It's basically a huge genre-breaking thing that we just have to discuss more in depth after we see the first episode. So check in with us.
Will one of the boys oh wow?
Whoa, Anthony, your mic.
Oh, Mike's no.
You're becoming Megatron.
No. I think Megatron's more understandable than him.
Exactly.
Anthony, I think your mic is dead, dude. Yeah. Nothing. No.
Technical difficulties.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Testing.
Hey, we can kind of hear you now.
No, what I was saying was that I'm kind of curious. Will they have one of the characters have a girl be look at them and be like, okay. Kind of.
I actually would want to see a crossover between this and Sailor Moon Crystal just for the hell of it.
Right.
That would be so outlandish. That would be something really interesting. I don't know if it would really happen, but it would be interesting just to see maybe if they throw a lot of references to other magical girl shows in it. That would be a lot of fun.
It would be.
I guarantee you that somebody on Tumblr is already working on a crossover as we speak.
Probably. Tumblr's just blew up over this, so... Yeah, we'll talk more about it in depth, because it's just something that's so freaking interesting, and just so crazy and outlandish, like, just, we have to watch the first episode and talk about it more in depth, so... Stay tuned. We're definitely going to be talking about it more once it comes out, because... Magical boys.
Also, stay tuned for coverage from EkiCon this weekend in Austin, Texas. We have a couple of our staff members coming down for that con. I won't be there. Mika will be there, and I believe Kitty's already there getting ready.
It's still up in the air for me. I don't live that far away, but I might have other plans going on, so we'll see if I'll go Saturday and do a panel with my good friend Carlos about anime reviews. So we'll just, I'm testing the waters a little bit. I'm gonna think about it overnight tonight and check in with Carlos later. But yeah, I was interested in it before, but there's some stuff that's coming up, and yeah, so I definitely do want to go to IkiCon in the future, and a lot of other conventions. I'm definitely going to be at A-Kon with Riz and everybody, so just, I'll have to see if I'll make it to IkiCon on Saturday or not.
Also, next weekend, the weekend after this, New Orleans Comic-Con. I will be there for some of the weekend. I don't know how much of the weekend just yet. Either entire weekend or some of it. So if you want to meet up and hang out, leave a message on either our Facebook page, email me or something, and definitely I'd love to hang out with all of y'all that are, you know, fans of the website Anime Secrets or podcast, or just really want to meet a weird dude that you've heard talk on the internet before. I'm down for it, so hey, send me a message.
Cool, so that is our highlights of winter 2015 so far. I'm pretty certain that I'll be checking in about a lot of these because they're just so good, and we'll probably make episodes about some of them as they come out. So just stay tuned for more information about what we think about winter 2015, how it's going so far, but these are just our basic highlights of what we think looks most interesting. So
stay tuned for Binan, Coco, Chiyuko, Boyabula later this week.
Yes.
That's definitely going to happen next week.
Yes, it comes out in 4 days. I'm definitely going to be on top of it. I don't know if Crunchyroll's doing it. I hope they do.
You know Crunchyroll's going to do it. They have to do it.
They have to do it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway.
This is Anime Declassified. Kara, Rizwan, Anthony, signing off. Make sure you stay tuned for future updates, because why not?
Oh, by the way, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's. Happy 2015. And hope you have a great year coming up, and I hope you go to many conventions and have many anime figures and watch many anime.
Yeah. What you said. Goodbye, everyone.
Hey, you! Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. You can also check out Anime Secrets on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. Do you want more than that? I know you do. Then go to our website where you can see daily updates and articles and exclusive interviews.